Hey everyone, so today I've decided I'm going to do a bit of a storytelling video so you all can get to know me a little bit better, and just because I want to tell everyone my story so I can hopefully inspire someone or to inspire someone to search inwards, and just so I can put my story out there for others to hear and hopefully again inspire someone, or just so you all can get to know me a little better. So anyway, my story starts. Let me make sure my camera's working right. So my story starts in senior year of high school when I got into my first relationship with a girl who, long story short, just turned out to be very toxic for me and really unhealthy for me. And I eventually was able to break up with her. And when I did, I um, I kind of spiraled, and I was just really in the dumps and just not in a good mood. It's probably one of the lowest points of my life, I would say, to this point anyway. And while I was in the dumps, I just kept thinking back, as one usually would probably do. I kept thinking back to the relationship and things she said to me. And one thing she said to me just kept on ringing in my ear. She said the first time she met me, she thought I was gay. And um, in the moment while I was sitting there on the couch, that just kept ringing in my head, like, why would she think that? Why did she think that? Why did she think that? Why did she think that? And and I just kept thinking back, what kind of things did I do that would give off that vibe? Why would she think that? And I just started to like think back about myself, and in that moment, I kind of posed the question to myself: what if I were? And when I did, everything started to make more sense. It explained like so many things why I got nervous around some guys at my school. It explained why I thought that way, why I was like that. It explained just everything. It explained so many things in that 1 second. And I started to kind of have a panic attack in that moment. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. I must be going crazy. I was again brushing it off because I questioned as far back as middle school, and at that moment I just kind of brushed it off like, no, that's stupid. And I was kind of doing the same thing in that moment, but then I was just like, it just kept on freaking me out, and I was just like, okay, enough. This is stupid. I'm gonna prove to myself that I'm not gay. So what I did was I ran to the bathroom, locked the door, and I just sat there, and I pulled out my phone, and I pulled up pictures of male models to see if I found any of them attractive. And I was like, I'm clearly not going to, because I'm not gay. So I can put myself at ease and calm down, go back to sleep. But when I did, the same thing happened, and that's when it kind of clicked, In that one moment when I looked at those pictures, just it felt like a switch got turned on in the back of my head, like there was this constant stressor in the very back of my mind, since I was a kid. It's like it's like this buzzing, it's something that's been sitting there unattended for years until this very moment when I came to realize it. It's kind of hard for me to talk about just because it's just it kind of bugs me, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. Not being gay, that I'm very happy that I am, and I'm very happy that I've figured this out. But you're gonna see why it's kind of hard for me to talk about in a minute. But in that moment when I figured that out, I started bawling my eyes out. I was crying more than I've ever ever have in a while. And I was crying for two reasons. One out of sadness and one out of unbridled joy. I was very happy that I figured it out, because now I can finally be myself. But I was crying out of sadness because I didn't figure out until I was 17. That means, like, I spent my entire childhood not really being myself. It felt like, and it still kind of feels like, my entire childhood was just me being fake and putting on a facade, hiding from myself. Until I finally reached 17, when I finally figured out that I was gay. So that's the only reason it's hard for me to talk about, is just because, oh no. Hey, I'm back. My camera died on me, of course. But anyway, I don't know, it was a little hard for me to deal with at first, but I can very much say I'm very proud to be me. And like, it was pretty hard for me to deal with at first, because for a while, and I'll admit, every now and then I get into my head and I'm kind of just thinking that I don't feel whole because it took me 17 years to figure this out. And ignore my phone. And it just kind of got at me that it feels like a good part of my childhood was like a lie or something. But ever since I found out that I'm gay, I have never been happier. I have been able to get more in touch with who I am and who I will be because of this. And from that point in my life, I went from the lowest point I've ever been at. I was super depressed. And when I figured this out, I went from my lowest point to my happiest point. Because I had found myself. And I cannot stress enough that I'm much happier now than I've ever been. Like, I'm kind of happy to leave behind that part of my life, because that was just one big lie, one big fake facade, it feels like. But now I'm able to be me. So that's my story. And I hope that my story will be able to inspire someone out there, or just give someone a little bit of joy in their lives and have a much better life, maybe, and I don't know, inspire someone to search within themselves, or give someone hope, or just have a good story to hear. And I'm hoping to let you all get to know me a little bit more. If any of you have something interesting you'd like to add, or something little story you'd like to tell, feel free to leave a story in the comments, or what have you. That's about it.